Hello, Sports Recap fam. I'm here to give you the numbers you need to know about the UVA game last Saturday and the upcoming Miami game this Saturday. First number you need to know is 22 minutes, 25 seconds. That's the time of possession for UNC's offense. Outside of a few big plays, UNC's offense didn't really have a lot going on against Virginia. Virginia has a really good defense. That doesn't really explain why our offense was poor. Like outside of the three good plays and a strong drive towards the end, our offense could have done better. Of course, our special teams, they left 2 field goals out there. Field goals that should have been makeable any day of the week. So that's a problem. But UNC's defense was in our backfield all game long. And it's not just the O-line's fault. I think the O-line they could play better. But just about everybody on that side of the ball, with the exception of maybe Mack Hollins, could play better. Next number you need to know, just an extension of what I just mentioned, 5 for 14 on third downs. That's what UNC's offense did. UNC was not good on third downs. We were often found ourselves in third and long situations. And Fedora's offense is very rhythm-based. So if we get into those third and longs, chances are we may not convert those things. And that happened a lot against UVA. Luckily, our defense kept us in the game, and our offense capitalized once the defense got its second and final turnover of that game. Next number you need to know is number 10. Before I mention number 10, let's talk about Marquise Williams real quick. Marquise Williams was 15 for 28, 259 passing yards, 2 touchdowns to 1 pick. He also rushed for 49 yards and a TD. But Marquise had his bell rung when some UVA guy came for his helmet and sacked him. And the result was 3rd and 15 at the UVA 16. So we're in field goal range, but we're down 6. And our field goal kicker has not been promising at all. So instead of taking a timeout, we bring Mitch in. And I'm one of the few people who really didn't mind Mitch coming in. Anyway, Mitch comes in, and we run a play. He throws a 16-yard touchdown over through the seam to TJ Thorpe, which turned out to be the game-winning touchdown. We won 28-27. So that was huge for Mitch's confidence. That was huge for the team, period. So that was huge for both quarterbacks. Marquise really didn't have a bad day. He just didn't have a lot of time. And he probably made a couple of ill-advised decisions. And when Mitch's number was called, he delivered. He came in cold on a situation like that when we really needed some points, and he got them for us. Last number you need to know concerning the offense is 3. 3 touches for Mack Hollins. All 3 times he touched the ball were huge plays for UNC. 2 huge bombs from Marquise Williams. I think both were in the first half. And then the onside kick. That was such a gutsy call. That Fedora called. Mack Hollins recovered that ball. So everything he did on Saturday was really, really good. Okay, let's talk defense. UNC's defense had to defend 83 plays. That is a lot of plays, especially for a team that like UVA that's not really high tempo. They came in with the game plan of wanting to control the ball, and that's exactly what they did. So that wasn't cool. What was cool, however, was the next number 3. UVA only had 3 points. They only scored 3 points after halftime. So even though the defense moved the ball pretty well, the offense only, I think I screwed that all the way up. Even though UVA moved the ball well in the second half, they weren't efficient with it. They kept getting 0-point drives, and they only got 1 field goal out of the whole shebang. And that was good for our defense, because usually our defense fatigues when they're on the field that long. I mean, we are depleted back there. We're depleted everywhere. So that was huge for them. Let's talk Miami real quick. First number you need to know is 14.5, and I think that's the latest Vegas line I saw. When Vegas first put this line out, it was Miami by 10.5. And I thought that was a big line. In my opinion, I just don't really see a huge difference between the two. Miami's playing well, but Miami hasn't really played anybody. The last time I remember Miami playing like anybody worth talking about was when they lost to Georgia Tech. So that's what I'm thinking there. Within 2 days of that 10.5 Vegas line, people ran to the Miami side. And before you knew it, Miami was favored by 17. Which I'm like, usually when the line gets bet up like that, people are expecting something to happen. Like, maybe we have like an injured quarterback or something. Like, something that we don't know and something that I cannot explain. Because to this second, I have not heard anything about any big news coming out of UNC. Like, that sounds like NCAA coming out and sliding us with a bowl band and like deflating our season or something weird like that. Please don't let that happen. Anyway, I just don't understand why people are so bullish on Miami. In my opinion, there's just not a clear difference between the two teams. Nothing to me says that Miami's going to beat us by 17 points. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Somebody mentioned to Fedor that they were favored by 17. Fedor made note of that, and almost immediately the Vegas line shot down on 14. So there's some huge line movement here. I'm not a betting man, and I stay away from UNC because UNC has burnt me the couple times I picked them for real. I mean, I'm not betting, but anytime I'm like, take UNC, they've burnt me. But like I said last week with UVA, I think UNC can do better than losing by 14.5 points or 17 points to Miami this Saturday. Last number you need to know, I'll give you two numbers here, 15 and 35. Miami's defense is 15th in total defense yardage, so they're pretty stingy, more stingy than Virginia. I find that baffling to me because when I watch Miami's defense, I'm not impressed with it. I know UVA has great defense. We've known that this whole year. Like when UCLA came to town, UCLA needed 3 defensive touchdowns to escape Virginia. But Miami got torched by Louisville at the beginning of the season. They got torched by Georgia Tech. Nebraska laid, was it 37 on them? So this defense can be had. Leading to that 35 number, they're 35th ranked scoring defense. So even though they're not allowing yards by the bunches, they can be scored on. I think they're allowing 22.1 points per game. And if our offense gets going, we can score more than 22.1 points per game. On the flip side, their freshman quarterback, Brad Kaaya, I really don't get the confidence in that. I know they have Duke Johnson, and they love their power run game a lot. That's why our defense needs to be keyed on, that power run game. But if I'm UNC, I'll live with Brad Kaaya throwing that football. Because at the end of the day, he's a freshman. If he beats you, you tip your cap off. But the last thing we need is Duke Johnson running wild. So those are the things you need to know about the game last week and the game this week. Go Heels. Let's get win number 5. 1 win closer to the bowl game. And let's stay in control of our own destiny concerning the Coastal Division. Go Heels.